Welcome to Have More Babies. Today we're diving into something huge, choosing childcare. It can feel like trying to find your way through, I don't know, a really dense jungle, right? Okay, let's unpack this a bit. It's not just about finding a place. It's about trust, safety, and honestly, just your kid's happiness. It can feel pretty overwhelming, whether it's your first time or you're juggling a few little ones already. So today we're looking at some great source material, sort of like a guide, really, our mission to help you get your head around the main types of childcare out there and give you the key things to think about. We want you to have those aha moments, make this big decision feel a bit less scary. So let's break it down. The sources are super clear. Childcare isn't one size fits all. There are basically four main types, and each one has its own pluses and minuses.
Exactly. And what's interesting is how each one really caters to different family needs, different priorities.
Mm.
Understanding these main models is like the first big step to figuring out what actually works for you.
Okay, first up, in-home care. This is where you have someone like a nanny or maybe a regular babysitter come to your house to look after your child.
Right. And the big appeal here is definitely that personalized attention. Your child gets focused, one-on-one care. Plus, they're in their own familiar space, which is, well, really comforting for them. And for parents, the scheduling can often be way more flexible.
That sounds great, that one-on-one focus. But yeah, there are downsides too, aren't there? Finding someone you really truly trust, that can be a huge hurdle.
Definitely.
And the sources highlight this. What happens if your nanny gets sick? Or has an emergency? You're suddenly stuck without any care. That's a big stressor. And maybe having someone in your personal space all the time, that can feel a bit weird for some families.
Yeah, that's a really good point. And it raises a key question from the sources. What is your backup plan? They really stress having a plan B, maybe even a plan C, ready for when your caregiver just can't make it. It's vital.
Okay, next up, family childcare. This is where a caregiver looks after a small group of kids in their own home.
hmm And looking at the big picture, this one often kind of blends the best parts of other options. You still get pretty personal care because the groups are small,
Right.
and it's often more affordable than a big center. That home setting can also feel really cozy, very comforting for the kids, almost like a second home.
Yeah, that homey vibe is nice, but
Yeah.
what are the potential catches? Maybe less formal oversight compared to a licensed center. That's something the sources mention. And again, if the caregiver is unavailable, you could be in a tight spot. Plus, you really have to check, is their home genuinely set up safely for kids? Properly childproofed?
Absolutely critical. The sources strongly suggest visiting beforehand. Really take a good look around, make sure it feels safe, suitable, get a feel for the place your child would actually be spending their day.
Okay, then we move on to childcare centers. These are, the licensed facilities, trained staff looking after groups of kids, usually divided by age.
And what's fascinating here is the structure. These centers usually offer set routines, planned educational activities, great chances for kids to socialize with others their age. And because there's a whole team of staff, there's that consistency of care. Someone's always there, even if one teacher is out sick. That's reliable.
That structure and learning focus sounds really positive. But the flip side is, well, maybe less individual attention per child, right? Just because of the group sizes and the germs. Higher exposure to illnesses is definitely something parents worry about with centers. Plus, they tend to be less flexible with hours, set drop-offs, set pickup times.
Yes, and that brings up another key point from the sources. Checking the center's licensing and accreditation. Licensing means they meet basic state safety and care standards. But accreditation, that's often a step above, showing a commitment to higher quality education and care. It's like a seal of approval, really. Worth looking into.
Right. Okay, and the final main type, which is super common, relative care. Grandma, grandpa, an aunt, an uncle stepping in to help out.
Ah, yes. The trust factor here is obviously huge. Built-in familiarity. It's often the most flexible option schedule-wise, and usually the most affordable. Sometimes it's even free. Plus, it can really strengthen those family bonds, which is just invaluable for everyone involved. Keeps kids connected to their roots.
That family connection is so special, but it can get complicated, can't it? Potential clashes over parenting styles, maybe different ideas about discipline or screen time or food. Those little things can sometimes cause friction in the family dynamic. And while relatives obviously love the kids, they might not have, say, formal CPR or early childhood education training. That's a factor to consider.
It definitely is. Which leads to the question, how do you manage that? How do you set clear expectations, maybe some boundaries, without making things awkward? The advice is pretty clear. Talk about it up front. Rules, routines, what to do in emergencies, even payment, if that's part of it. Getting it all out in the open helps keep the relationship healthy.
Okay, so those are the four main paths through the childcare jungle. But just picking a type isn't the whole story, is it? Our sources lay out some really important things to consider, like your map and compass for this journey.
Exactly. Think of these factors as your checklist. You apply them to any option you're seriously considering. It helps you match the care to your family-specific situation, your lifestyle, what you value most. Make sure it's not just okay, but the right fit.
First up, location, 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 and convenience. Seriously, think about the daily grind. You want somewhere easy for drop-offs and pickups, ideally close to home or work, right? A stressful commute can really sour even a great childcare setup. It's about saving time, sure, but also saving your sanity.
hmm Which naturally makes you ask, do the hours actually work for your schedule? And not just the standard opening and closing times. You need to dig a little deeper. What's the policy if you're running late or need to drop off early sometimes? Knowing that flexibility or lack thereof is crucial. Best to get that clear up front.
Absolutely. Then there's qualifications and training. So important. You need to check that caregivers have the basics, like CPR and first aid. Seriously. Experienced staff just know how to handle things, emergencies included. It's about feeling confident your child is genuinely safe.
Yeah, and related to that is the licensing and accreditation piece we touched on. What's really key here is understanding the difference. Licensing is the baseline, meeting state rules. Accreditation, though, that's voluntary, it's extra. It often means they've gone through a tougher review of their programs, their staff training, everything. It's a strong sign of higher quality, a good thing to look for.
And then, the big one for so many families, cost, the budget. Childcare prices can be all over the map, can't they? From super expensive to potentially free with family. So first step is figuring out what you can realistically afford, but don't stop there. Definitely look into financial assistance, subsidies, tax credits, maybe workplace benefits. There might be help available you don't even know about.
That's great advice. And connecting this all together, getting feedback from other parents who've used the service, incredibly valuable. Their real-world experiences give you insights you just won't find in a brochure. How responsive are the staff really? What's the general vibe? It helps you see beyond the surface.
Okay, so as you're weighing all this up, some common questions tend to pop up, right? Our sources tackle a few of these head on.
Yeah, like how do you really know if someone's qualified? Or what should you specifically look for when you visit a place to check safety? Well, for qualifications, you're looking for those certifications, CPR, first aid, maybe early childhood education credentials. Experience matters too. And when you visit, look closely. Is it clean? Organized? Sure. But more importantly, how do the caregivers interact with the kids? Are they warm, engaged, down on their level? Does the place feel good, welcoming, stimulating? And ask questions about routines, safety drills, illness policies, discipline. Ask everything. A good provider won't mind.
What really comes through from the sources is that there's no single best choice. It's so personal. It's about finding that sweet spot, that balance between what your child needs, what your family schedule allows, your budget, and yeah, your gut feeling, your comfort level. It's about finding the best fit for you.
Precisely. The bottom line is the best childcare is the one that fits your family's unique needs right now and provides that safe, nurturing place for your child to thrive. So take your time, do the research, visit places, trust your instincts. It's a big decision, and putting in the effort now, absolutely worth it for your child's well-being and your own peace of mind.
So wrapping this up, choosing childcare is a big deal, one of the biggest.
Wow.
But hopefully with this info, understanding the options, knowing what factors to weigh, you feel more equipped to make a great choice for your family. And remember, if something just doesn't feel right, trust that feeling. It's okay to keep looking until you find the place that feels perfect for you.
And speaking of well-being and support, for more details related to your family's pediatric care needs, we really recommend checking out omegapediatrics.com.
Yeah, omegapediatrics.com. They're based in Roswell, Georgia, and they really seem to get what parents need. What's amazing is their hours. So many pediatric offices close early, but they're open weekdays until 9 p.m. for walk-ins. That kind of flexibility is huge when something pops up later in the day.
It really is. And they also offer telemedicine through e-visits for their established patients, which adds another layer of convenience. They serve Roswell and Marietta, but also cover areas like Alpharetta, Johns Creek, Sandy Springs, Woodstock, Canton, Ackworth, Kennesaw, East Cobb, Duluth, and Cumming, a really big plus. You can get immunizations and other preventive care done there even after typical work hours. They're clearly focused on making things easier for busy families.
We really hope this conversation has been helpful for you. If you got something valuable out of it, please do us a favor. Like this video, subscribe to our channel for more deep dives like this, and maybe share this video with other parents who are navigating this childcare decision too. Thanks so much for joining us on Have More Babies.
We look forward to talking again soon.
Until then, take care.